Alright, so in this video, I'm going to be talking about Benjy Bronk from the Howard Stern Show. And originally I was just going to talk about his fight with Andrew Dice Clay, but I thought it was best to give some background on him and talk about his time on the Stern Show, because this guy is something else. Like, I don't think he's ever just acted like a normal person, and he's probably one of the most annoying people in the history of the show, if you don't find his shtick funny. You know, I'd say he's right behind Stuttering John for most obnoxious, because he will do anything for attention, and it seems like he's always trying to play a character. I think he wants to be like Andy Kaufman, and he'll just never act seriously. I mean, if you ask him a question, he will never give you a straight answer. He will always try to mess with you for as long as possible, and he'll always come up with the most ridiculous ways to get airtime. Like, originally he was an intern on the show, even though he was like 10 years older than everybody, but he managed to get some airtime just his second week there because, of course, he was acting like a lunatic. And like this comment says, you got to give Benjy credit for never going out of character. That shtick started from day one.
How long you been an intern with us?
I just started about 2 weeks ago.
All right, tell Robin, myself, and Fred and the audience what happened to you, because I wasn't following all this, but it sounded kind of interesting.
I was so nervous when Howard walked in. I couldn't stop. I had the smile paralyzed on my face. And I couldn't stop staring at Howard. And I knew it would upset him. I just couldn't stop looking at him.
Right.
So I don't know if Howard was like sensing my nervousness, but as he passes me by, he squeezes my shoulder, a real friendly squeeze, and it sent this like jolt through my body. It felt like an electrical shock. So Howard keeps walking by me. He's heading towards.
We wrap him up and get him out of here right
now?
now.
Wait a second. Listen to
electrical.
Now I don't know if this is something that you do to newcomers on the show, or if this is just some sort of parlor trick, but
Oh my!
I should explain my shoulder. Ever since the encounter, I had a ski accident about 5 years ago, and I had to tell Kathy when I started the internship I couldn't move my left shoulder. Ever since the encounter, I have full range of movement on my shoulder.
Let me see you lift your shoulder. And you never could do that.
You couldn't do that before.
Not for the last 5 years. Since the
Can
ski
you
accident.
verify this? Are there people
I have.
who
You
could
can call my
testify?
father. You can call my doctor. I was in like a chiropractor for 2 years trying to get it moving again. I don't want to be ridiculed, but
No.
Go ahead.
I don't consider myself a religious person. But when Howard got all wavy, I really hesitate to say this, but I saw the Virgin Mary.
Yeah.
I saw the Virgin Mary.
Was she hot?
I mean, she was attractive.
You know, I thought you were staring at me kind of odd when this happened. I remember this, and I thought you were just a little weird or something. I had no idea what was going on inside.
Because I think it's important, not so much that you guys know, because I have a feeling you guys already know about this, but I think it's important that everyone else that's listening knows what's going on in here.
Right. All right,
What's
take it
going
easy.
on in here?
All right, Benjy, thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
Robin, there it is, the story of Benjy.
Father.
I'll tell you what we're going to do in a minute. I'm locked up.
Lock the door.
All right, lock that door before you get back.
and lock mine.
Yeah, so this was back in 1998. He's been on the show for about 25 years at this point, and he never toned it down with this. He's always just acted as weird as possible. And it's pretty crazy that he managed to stay on the show for that long, because obviously this gets annoying at times. You know, Howard has gotten extremely annoyed with him because it's impossible to have a real conversation. You know, as soon as you start talking to him, it's like, all right, I just need to get out of this, because he's never trying to give you an answer. He's always just trying to lead you around in circles. And after a while, it's just like, what am I doing here? But I guess the entertainment value of it all outweighs the annoyingness of it, and that's why Howard has kept him around for years. And then also just the fact that since he's out of his mind and he's desperate for attention, he'll do whatever he can to get on the air, so you talk him into doing crazy stuff. Like one time he kissed High Pitch Eric.
Oh, here's Benjy. How about hey, Benjy, will you kiss him?
A tongue kiss?
Benjy.
Yeah.
How about KC?
Nah, nah.
Will you kiss him on the lips?
If we wash him off first.
All right. All right, come up here, take your shirt off, and kiss Benjy on the lips.
I'll do that. I'll come up right now. I'll kiss Benjy on the lips.
You going to kiss High Pitch Eric?
He's not kissing me.
All right, go ahead. You two guys kiss each other.
Come on. I just want to wipe your lips first.
No, not with that. You can't put that
It's
on.
an all-purpose cleaner.
No, you can't put that on the lips.
Come on. Poison in it. Look.
Stop it.
No, don't put that in.
Come on.
No.
Come on.
It's poison, you jerk.
It's disgusting. What is that? What is
For
that?
kids, it's an all-purpose.
What's the name of that?
9 or something.
It's fantastic. Yeah, it's an all-purpose.
Fantastic. You just pour it on your lips?
There's
lethal.
It does not say anything about don't swallow it.
I like girls, but I get turned down because of my voice by all these girls I talk to.
Right.
I go to bars, I get turned down from them.
So now you're thinking like maybe are you attracted to Benjy at all?
Benji's a nice guy.
Yeah.
Benjy finally meeting with some success.
Benjy was just explaining to me that Eric's going to kiss him, but he's not going to kiss him back.
I see.
Well, wait a minute. It's going to be a half-hearted kiss?
No.
Got a kiss.
I said I will passively accept a kiss. There's no tongue. If they stick a circle up between us, there's no tongue going on between us and everything.
All right, go ahead. Kiss high pitch, Eric.
Eyes open.
Oh my gosh.
That's one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen.
He has soft lips. I gotta say.
But your lips weren't open.
Yeah, it was a kiss. It was
What did that feel like?
like a slug on my lips, kind of like two
I
slugs.
think it,
Oh,
I think it felt pretty good.
Yeah, so he was able to get airtime by doing stunts like that, but when he was trying to do his shtick to get airtime, like just by acting really weird and trying to get Howard's attention, that didn't take long for Howard to get really annoyed with him. Like, since Benjy managed to get on the show and Howard found him entertaining, he decided to invite him to the strip club one weekend. But before they were about to go, he came into work one day dressed in this really bizarre outfit, talking about some holiday that he's celebrating, and Howard and everybody else were not having it. Like, right away, they're like, all right, this is too much. His whole character he's playing has already gotten old, and they uninvited him to the strip club.
I just want to make a comment that Benjy, who works for us, he was an intern here. I hired him to do research, go on the internet and stuff. He's dressed in a dress today, and I just want to tell him that he doesn't have to try some.
So hard.
You know what's so weird? I know he's wearing a dress because he wants to get on the air, and it kind of works. But this is really funny. Yesterday, we're thinking of going to Scores on Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, come on, Benjy. Why are you doing that? You just want to start to believe in you. Listen to this. I got to tell you this. Right. Yesterday, we're planning a trip to Scores on Friday. A bunch of us, about 20 guys.
Really?
So I turned to the guys and I said, Benjy's a great guy. He's a little weird, but I'd love for him to come to Scores. He works hard. And that, you know what? Forget it.
Nobody wants to be
You
with
look
him.
retarded.
All right. I mean, this is first of all, it's not a dress. It's called a doo-doo, and it's not for any reason like to get on there. It's a holiday.
That's such a lie. You would not be wearing that around New York City.
Not only does he wear that, Howard, but it insults our intelligence, your explanations of these get-ups.
Yeah, like if you just fessed up and said, I'm really desperate to get on the air.
Like I like to do weird stuff to get on
It's called
the
the Kalahari Guy. It's a Kung holiday.
What kind of holiday? You're Jewish. You love being Jewish. All you talk about is being Jewish. So why are you observing this new holiday?
There's other cultures I celebrate, and it's Kalahari Guy.
What is it? Indian?
No, Kung. It's a Bushman in Botswana.
Do me a favor. Wear that today, but don't come to Scores with
Oh,
me
it's
on
an
Friday.
African thing again?
You were in. It was done. It was a done deal.
Because
you're out of control. You know what? You're just out of control.
Jackie's right. You're like goofing on us by saying you're celebrating a holiday. We know you're not.
You can't even carry this off with a straight face.
Yeah.
You were so close to being one of the
If
guys.
you could have just...
Yeah, so even though he got annoying at times, I guess he was funny enough because Howard hired him to be an in-studio writer, which is a pretty big position. And also, like I said, it just helps that he's shameless and he'll do whatever. Like, he's not embarrassed by anything. And he obviously loves annoying people and doing wacky shit for attention. So he does a good job of going out in public and just causing a scene. Like, whenever there's a news conference or a press conference, he would always try to be there and then get the attention on him and start yelling random shit and just trying to cause a scene.
Making process. Mr. Goodell? Yes. Miguel Marquez.
Ow, 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 ow! I'm Benjy. What's going on? Ow! What are you doing? What are you doing? Don't take me to an elevator! Don't take me to an elevator! Please! Don't take me to an elevator! Please! Okay, we're going to CNN.
Sorry about that. I had nothing to do with that.
Obviously, these were the things that I've done.
Are you shocked that Arnold had sex with such an ugly woman?
You didn't just say that.
Were you fully erect?
What made you decide?
Were you fully erect or are you capable of more?
I bring my dates here every now and then. They get a little upset, but hey, it's good hot dog.
Sauerkraut makes them.
As soon as I gather enough money, I come back here and I get more hot dogs.
Not Nancy Grace. Ow! Ow! Ow!
This is neat.
What you doing, motherfucker?
As you know, we have some issues here. We're just gonna let that go there. It's
The governor and I had communications from 6 p.m. last night, ongoing communications through the night, him and I, to try to resolve this issue. We are, at this point, I don't know, did the sharks come up? There's a shark! There are sharks coming! There are sharks coming! There are sharks coming to this city! What? Step them away, please. What's going on? There's sharks! There's sharks!
Bonds submitted this proposal.
Vote Sanjaya. Is this about Sanjaya?
No, it isn't. Could you
Vote Sanjaya. Show America that we can vote Sanjaya. No, it is important. No, I'm an American. I will vote for Sanjaya. Sanjaya!
Well, hey, Tim, good evening. And do you blame them? People here are simply trying not to think about the back to work and the back to school tasks that lie ahead. You can see here Atlantic City. Well, it's a pretty good place to do that. Oh, and the fireworks show, that was a great distraction, too.
Can I say something real quick? I'm Benji.
But do that. But if you miss the fireworks show, well, then no fear.
This is
It'll
Benji.
happen tomorrow night.
Do that.
It'll happen tomorrow night and Sunday night.
But watch Howard Stern
at 9:30. Live in Atlantic.
Yeah, so he was pretty funny at times in small doses and from a distance, you know, like if you're involved in any of this. Like one time he went to Comic-Con and this was hilarious, but I could understand everybody being annoyed there because him and Richard went there and they're watching a preview for a new movie that was about to be released, and Benji would not shut up. He was just trying to ask as many questions as possible and interrupt the preview as much as possible. And for some reason he was dressed as Ben Shee, I guess just to add to it all. And Richard was supposed to be his husband, and he just refused to stop asking questions, and people were getting really pissed. And then he hid under a table, and then eventually they just had to physically remove him. And while they're dragging him out, he started making these noises. I guess this is what he thinks a girl's scream is like, and this was so ridiculous.
Sir? Sir, how far in the future is this?
Unspecified.
What?
Unspecified.
Is it at least more than 50 years?
No.
Shut up! Sorry. So it's less than 50 years?
Time when you're quiet.
Oh! Are these real actors? Is this animatronic? Sir? Oh, is that Wolverine?
Please stop talking.
Sorry, sir. Is this supposed to be New York in the future? Well, I'm sorry. I have every right to be here just as much as you do.
You're disturbing people, man. Get out.
You're ruining this for everybody.
We're from the media.
Everybody, but that doesn't mean that you disrupt everybody. These people waiting outside. So get out.
But we had legitimate questions.
Get out. You don't have a legitimate.
Yes, we did. All I wanted to know was how far in the future it was. If anyone asked me how far in the future,
when it's over. The fuck out. Fucking asshole.
Just cut it out, everyone.
Come on,
you know,
honey.
is this the kind of change we wanted when Obama won?
Shut up and get out.
Is it?
Get out.
There's kids in here.
Just get out.
Excuse me.
Is it necessary to say fuck?
Yes. Thank you.
Are you with the Wolverine?
Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Are you a Wolverine?
Get him out. Get him out.
Do you have any control over this person?
Not really.
Not really. That's good to know. Can you step out?
They wouldn't tell us how far in the future it was. They wouldn't tell us.
Can we interview Chewbacca real quick?
Out with me. Let's go.
Yeah, so from a distance, this is pretty entertaining, but imagine being there. This was probably the most obnoxious thing ever. And that's how Benji is. You know, like people on the show, one time somebody gave him a ride home from work, and of course he got car sick and he turned it into some whole thing. And then somebody let him stay at their house, and he had night terrors and he was screaming all night. And also they did eventually bring him to the strip club one time, and he was staring at all the guys there for some reason. And then he went down on one of the strippers, and all the guys were freaked out, and he's like, oh, don't worry, I used a cookie wrapper as protection. So this guy is something else, but it's the best when he gets on Howard's nerves, you know, because Howard can deal with these stories. Like, he probably thinks it's funny when people are talking about this, but once he actually has to deal with it, he loses it. Like, one time somebody told him it was Benji's birthday, and of course that turned into some whole thing because he wouldn't say when his birthday was and he wouldn't say how old he is. It's like he wants people to just think he spawned here randomly, which might be the case.
On my computer, it's Benji's birthday.
When is your birthday, Benji?
Actually, it's coming up, but.
That's what I mean.
In Benji land.
Yeah, he can't be normal. He'll never be accepted.
Is it a week away? A month away?
It's already passed.
I wished him a happy birthday a month ago.
But how is already past coming up?
It's coming up. It'll take a while, but it's coming up.
Oh, you mean a year from now? You nutcase.
Don't stick to it.
Okay. Yeah, and it's boring.
Hey, I'm not trying to make anything up, John.
So explain that to Howard, as far as you know.
If I go into it, you guys will say I'm BSing. All right?
I'm afraid of identity theft.
Just entertain him for a second, because it doesn't make any sense.
I don't want to hear it.
Oh.
I don't even care. I so don't care.
It's so boring, his whole persona. There might be a real guy in there that's a nice guy, interesting guy.
Might be interesting. It's not about. I'm not focusing on this. You are.
I don't even care. I just wish you a happy birthday, and then it comes out that you're lying to everyone about your age, and hey, that's your prerogative. But I don't care why. I've had many run-ins with you in your wacky life.
You can't even answer the direct question, when's your birthday? It's the most direct question. It's a common
who are
question.
you?
What do you mean, who am I?
I mean, who are you that you can't answer your birthday? I'm done with it. Yeah, I mean, I want out of the loop.
All the time.
I want to get out of this. I can't escape.
But he always wonders how come you don't like him on the air. And
this is the reason. It's boring.
There's no secret.
There isn't a person listening to this right now who's going, man, keep this up. This is great. Let's find out Benji's birthday. I would like to talk to the guy. I would hang out with him. I'd have a couple of drinks with him. I'd invite him to dinner. But every time you take him somewhere, it's a horror scene.
And we would make a big thing about it and say it's BS if I try to explain it.
Explain what? That you don't know when your birthday is?
No, I didn't.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop.
What is the birthday that they tell you have?
No, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't even want to know. I want to end this.
See, you don't even want to hear the explanation.
No.
You got to hear it.
There's no explanation.
I've never heard it. That's why I'd like to hear it.
Tell Gary the explanation because he's fascinated.
Give us 30 seconds. Tell me why you're not sure when your birthday is.
Look up Detlef Bronk on the internet. You'll understand.
I'm sorry I asked.
Here we go.
See?
Who?
Detlef Bronk.
What the hell?
Oh, what an ass. And he wonders why I don't want to hang around with him.
Even if, you know what, but even if you have a story, instead of saying look up Detlef Bronk, say, listen, there's a guy named Detlef Bronk, blah, 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 blah,
What does that mean, Detlef Bronk?
Detlef.
It's an ass. And he's trying to be funny.
I'm not trying to be funny.
I got to say, I agree with the pace. This is the best part.
No, it's not. You know what? Because we're making it something. He's a bore.
So after a while, what really pissed Howard off is the fact that Benji always had to be late. Like, he'd always come in at the same time, but he'd always just be late. And he lives, like, 2 blocks down. And he'd always come up with the dumbest excuses. And at one point, he had, like, 3 alarm clocks. But, of course, none of them worked because he clearly wanted to be late. So when he came in, it would cause a scene, and Howard would have to talk about it. And also, I guess he kept rooting around in the garbage all the time.
What's your deal?
First of all,
Friggin' Artie's an alcoholic and he gets here on time.
Thank you, Howard.
You're
I
welcome.
absolutely agree with you. If I was in charge, I'd be very upset if someone was late.
It's every day, though.
Dude, it's like all about you. It's all about you, man. You got to come running through the door. It's a routine. Nobody cares.
It's not a routine, Howard.
No one's. Why do you disrespect me by walking in here late every day? Why do I have to see your face when I'm trying to concentrate? That's why I got you back there, so I don't have to see you.
Right.
You want me to see you. I'm not your father. I'm a guy you work with.
I don't want you to be my
Be
dad.
professional.
All right.
You show up late, stay out there.
All right.
Don't come walking in here. Don't you're making an entrance.
Some of the guys were telling me that minimally twice a week, Benji's got his head in the garbage. I was wondering what that's about, that he's always just looking through the garbage for something.
What is in the garbage that fascinates you?
Unfortunately, it's not. I don't think it's twice a week, but it's happened probably 2 times every 5 months or so. Because we get so many papers back there, things get thrown out sometimes. All
right. Well, listen, when you want to go through the garbage, I don't know what you are, maybe a part raccoon. I don't know what planet you're from, the raccoon planet.
Right.
But really, don't disrespect me. I mean, I work here, and people have to clean up after you. Scott DePace is saying, God, now someone has to sit and clean the carpet, but you clean it.
All right.
You disgust me.
That's fine.
And then also one time, Benji showed up to work with a hairpiece on and a bunch of makeup, and I think he dyed his beard or something. And he was trying to convince Howard he's just trying a new look out, but this was just so ridiculous. I think he had this girlfriend at the time, or he was seeing some girl that was just as wacky as him, and she thought he looked good here. And also, for some reason, Benji's always talking about how good he looks, even though he looks like a complete mess here.
Benji's dressed up weird, like almost in a Halloween costume. Did you see him?
I haven't seen him.
He has long hair now. He has a wig on with long hair.
Oh, dear.
What's going on? Just tell me what's happening. This is for my benefit, obviously, right? You're wearing a wig and...
Well,
it's getting weird. And that beard is weird and everything is weird.
I actually, listen, I know it's shocking to you because you know,
Okay, all right. All right, I'm done. I'm done.
But wait, do I look that weird if you just looked at me?
I just saw him on the monitor.
If you didn't know me already, great.
He has this weird look when he looks at himself. He opens his eyes wide like a supermodel.
He's ready for a photo shoot.
Yeah.
But I do look good, don't I?
I think you looked fine the other way.
All right.
What's going on? What are you doing? Are you doing this for my... I guess he is doing it for my benefit, so I'll talk to him on the air.
Exactly.
You know what it is? It's like this huge distraction. How do you not address that?
Right. Somebody walked in looking completely different than they've ever looked before.
He's wearing a Halloween costume, so how do I ignore that? I'm almost at the point where I just want to throw him out of the room and let him write from another room.
Studio?
Yeah, like he can perform. He doesn't have to be in the studio to perform his job. It's annoying. I can't take my eyes off this train wreck. And I know you're doing it so that you'll get talked about on the air, and I feel manipulated by you.
And I think Benjy eventually did get kicked out of the studio. If I remember correctly, I think he did push it too far. I think just from him being late, and also one time he went to Howard's dinner party, which obviously did not go well. He showed up late to that, and then he made a big deal about the food, of course. So eventually I think Howard did get sick of him, but it doesn't really matter anymore because I think Howard just does all his shows from his house. So now I'm going to talk about Benjy's fight with Andrew Dice Clay. So he had just made an appearance on the show, and he was waiting to leave. He was in the green room, and I guess Benjy asked Howard if he could go up and try to kiss him. And Howard claims he told him no, but Benjy misunderstood or something. So he tried to do it anyways, and it led to this.
What's your name? Benjy. Benjy, nice to meet you. All right, Benjy.
Please don't.
I know the goof.
Please, sir.
How about I bite your eyes out?
Please.
Get out of the room.
Kiss me.
Get out of the room.
Just one kiss.
Get out of the room. Just one?
Just one kiss.
Really?
Just one, please.
Yeah, you got it.
Please.
You got it.
Just one kiss.
How long's the goof got to go?
Okay, thanks.
All right. Don't kiss me again.
Squeeze your ass. Squeeze your ass. All right, thanks, man.
All right. Very good. Very good. You take care. All right? You be good. Okay? All right. You take care. All right. You're gonna have to live, bud. You're gonna have to live. All right. He's gonna be all right.
That was a kiss.
And Dice Clay has no idea who Benjy is, so he was not happy about this. And he claims when he went home, people are messaging him, asking him why some little fat kid was trying to kiss him. So next time he was on the show, Howard brought this up to him, and he didn't realize Benjy's in the studio. So he was asking Benjy what the hell was going on, and then he just got sucked into the vortex.
We had a moment, and
What was the moment?
well, we both looked at
No,
each other.
no. All kidding aside. You know what I mean? I'm not kidding with you.
I'm not either.
What is this guy fucking around with me?
I mean, I'm not gay. You're not gay, but there was a
No.
connection. And,
I didn't know you. Do you understand how lucky you are?
Yeah.
Do you understand what I had to go through because of you?
What did you have to go through?
Let me tell you something.
Listen, I have a girlfriend. I went through things too. I mean,
I'm telling you, please do yourself a favor here. When I went back to
totally
LA,
straight, but we had a moment.
I don't know what you are. I know what I am.
I am too. We had a moment.
No,
and if you're gonna act like it's BS. Fine, it's BS.
No,
We didn't.
listen to me.
We didn't look at each other. Fine.
No, let me tell you something. You know what? A joke is a joke, but I go back to LA, right? and I got people coming over to me going, why would you let this guy kiss you? You understand?
Oh, yeah.
When I'm sitting with my back to you, wait, stay out of this for a minute. I'm telling you something.
Go ahead.
I'm warning everybody in here. When I'm sitting here, I didn't see you. I saw Artie when I got up, okay?
I know.
For some reason, did you think there was some kind of vibe between me and you?
Listen.
Is that what you thought?
Listen.
I mean, was that something that ever gave you some kind of inclination that I wanted your big fat ass coming in? I'm looking at the guys in the hallway going, some creep got in here. Why aren't they throwing him out?
Fine, Dice. You didn't want to kiss me. Fine.
No. Look, really.
Fine.
What are you saying?
You got to understand where I am with this shit.
Yeah, so I think that's pretty much it for the Benjy Vortex. He's been on the show for 25 years, and still people have no idea what his deal is. And I'm sure there's some moments I missed. You comment them down below. But it's funny how the show has changed because, you know, people that used to think Benjy was just annoying and he would take away from the show are now like, damn, I welcome the Vortex. Like, I wish he'd do that more often just to get on Howard's nerves. Like, anything to take away from the actual show now. So let me know what you guys think about it all down in the comments. And then make sure you go check out my Patreon account. There's a ton of content up there similar to this. You know, I post every week. I have a video about Sal Governale's apology, high pitch Eric's credit card schemes, and just a bunch of other stuff, you know, like really cringy Joe Rogan episodes, Kramer, Michael Richards, Meltdown at the Laugh Factory. There's a ton of content up there, exclusive content, and people really seem to enjoy it. They say it's worth it, so make sure you check it out. I'll put a link in the description, and then hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you at the next video.